I'm going to welcome you all again, and then you're going to show love like this lady. Ma'am, I can see by the way you're holding your hands, you are a true fan. You don't just love thin comedians, you love all of us. You love all of, I love somebody with a big appetite. Somebody that's tired of streetwise 2 comedians. You want a buffet comedian. You want 7 colors, ma'am. You want 7 colors. Okay, so let's try this again, and then with a massive round of applause, you guys are going to do it and go absolutely crazy. I'm going to do it in my most expensive voice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the E-Squared Ventures Portfolio Summit and Responsible Entrepreneurship Awards. Please welcome to the stage your host, South Africa's 3rd sexiest fat man. It's the one and only, cholesterol-free since '93, Jason Goliath! That's much better. That's much better. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. Good evening, he, she's, theys, thems. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of me, myself, and I, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for taking time out on a Saturday. Thank you for dressing up. Man, thank you for the hairstyle. I know. The top knot cost extra. I know. Thank you for committing, and thank you for coming through, and most importantly, thank you for supporting, for enduring, for nurturing, and for tonight celebrating responsible entrepreneurship. Round of applause. Now, we're going to loosen up and have a fantastic evening. If you're in the room this evening, it means thank you for supporting, for enduring. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes the venue is so big it has an echo. Was that just me? Because I didn't drink today yet. Was that just, you guys heard that too? Ma'am, you heard that? That's not just me, because you guys were acting like I was hearing voices by myself. So firstly, welcome to the beautiful venue at Melrose Arch. Tonight we celebrate you. We celebrate whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a person that's inspired to grow entrepreneurship, because you are too involved in the battle against poverty and trying to just make it so that debit orders across South Africa are safe, just so that private numbers are answered in January. We are here tonight, we unify, and we in this room will single-handedly save the South African economy. Round of applause. I love it. I love it. All right, so while the sound guys sort out that slight delay, nobody knows what's going on. That gentleman told me he's 38 years old. His job is to press buttons, but now he's pressing 2 because he's bored. I'm not sure. But either way, we do have protocol to be observed. If I call out your name, if I call out the group that you belong to, please give us one of those royal-like waves. You don't have to stand. I know that you're already comfortable, so just give us a wave so that we know where you are. And then to celebrate these individuals as we celebrate our VIPs and observe protocol, we're going to do it like no protocol has ever been observed. As I say the name, you are going to say Ole as loud as you can, okay? Ole, have you said Ole before, sir? I know you look like somebody who uses oil of Ole, but I can see a good complexion. You got that cocoa butter finish there, my brother. I can see you. So let's just practice and Ole on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ole. I need more feeling. 1, 2, 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to welcome to the room and thank for their time the following VVIPs as we observe protocol. First up, ladies and gentlemen, the chairperson of the board of E-Squared and his team of trustees. Do the wave, where are you? Where are you? Do the wave, my people. Don't forget to do the wave. Oh, there we go. Used to being royal, used to it. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, brand new, still has that new car smell, still fully in motor plan, in the role, the CEO of E-Squared Investments, Gladwin Liu. I love it. CEO of CEO of the Allen and Gil Gray Group of Philanthropies, Zimkita Peter. The Executive Committee of E-Squared Investments. The E-Squared Talent Staff. Investees in the portfolio of E-Squared Ventures. Everyone's partners, romantic or even if it's not romantic. Like even if you're coming tonight hoping for romance in the future, even if you've had romance and you're tired of this person, but you have to have them with you as a +1. Those ladies whose baby toes have already given up because you can't feel them, because these men don't understand, ladies, how hard you work to fit into these outfits. To those women who sacrificed white bread for the last 3 health and safety rules to please make sure that you adhere to. Please be advised, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm not going to read these rules because I know them off the top of my head and will simply point out all of them to you one by one. First and foremost, for those of you that are not on medical aid, good news, we do have a paramedic available. If you've been feeling unwell and the budget hasn't allowed, now is the time to seek that medical help. Should any of you need a paramedic, please chat to any of the venue staff, any of the E-Squared staff, and we'll gladly point them out to you. They are on standby for the evening. Another quick house rule, those of you that have parking tickets like myself, please exchange them on your way out. I'll try and remember to make this announcement again a little bit later on, but please switch your parking tickets out for a validated one with security on your way out. The bathrooms are on my right, your left, which is the ramp going all the way up. You don't have to think about which one you want to use now. We've got male and female. You can decide a little bit later on, all the way straight up the ramp on the right-hand side, my right, your left. Emergency exits have been demarcated. It's the arrow with the running bra. So you can see there's one over there. There's one underneath there. That bra, you can see he's in full sprint, that guy. You want to be just like that guy. That's a sprint I've never been able to do in my life. You can see, and that sign also shows, in the event of an emergency, you can see it's only the thin people are running. Only the thin people. So please, don't worry about the fat people. We will see for ourselves. You can make your way out. You know my rules. We're going to go at our own pace. And as you can see, he's bald. So if you're wearing a weave, you must leave it at your chair. You must leave it at your chair, but it's just in case of a fire. It can be a petrol bomb at any time. So emergency exits there, upstairs on the left and right, and of course the door that you came out on, or came into the room into. Please be advised that should there be an emergency, those will be your emergency exits. It's obviously a non-smoking venue. We have provided a very VIP smoking lounge up the stairs and all the way around to the right-hand side. You're also welcome, of course, to step outside into the main street, where you are more than welcome to enjoy a cigarette. Please have a good time. It says it right here. Please make sure that you eat things that you've never experienced before. Please, I'm just trying to see, please be advised that you must celebrate the MC every time he asks for a round of applause. Round of applause! Round of applause. I'm very, very excited tonight, and we're going to keep this program going. We started a little bit late, but that is comfortable, and it's also normal for a Saturday, particularly a Saturday during the Rugby World Cup. It's been going lovely so far. I was a little bit late because I watched the rugby today. I watched the rugby last night. I found myself cheering for France for absolutely no reason, and it was lovely. So let's just give France one ole on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I like it. We're feeling good. I also like that we've got music. We've sorted out the echo, which means I think we're just about ready to formally open the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this needs the biggest round of applause of the evening. To formally open and welcome us to this evening's festivities and awards, please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the chairperson of the Board of Trustees, the incredible former supermodel and handsomest man to ever pay my invoice in life, the amazing Nazim Martin!
What happened to the MC? Disappeared. They do this to me. This is the second time in a row. They're making me speak after the MC, which is a really hard act to follow. As one gets older, one tends to forget things, and things don't really seem the same, I guess. And so, if I'm not appropriately dressed, Gladwin, I apologize. I read the thing and it said smart, elegant, and I thought, this looks smart and elegant. But then I came in, I saw everybody wearing ties, so maybe I'm appropriate. Apologies for that. But it's hard when you retire to actually get into a suit, because, and especially after COVID. So it was going to be difficult to do that in any event. Let me then start at the beginning, which is good evening, everybody. It's the safest way, I guess, to greet us in this day and age. And welcome to the 2023 E-Squared Responsible Entrepreneurship Awards. A special good evening to my colleagues who serve with me on the E-Squared board. I think Malik is here, and Tebo is here, and Lumka is here. Some of the other members are traveling abroad, or they are located outside of the country. Let me also, before I forget, because I didn't know you were going to be here, thank you, Zim, and good evening to you. Good evening to all the Alan and Jill Gray Fellows and their partners, the real people we are here to celebrate. And good evening also to all the guests. And most importantly, good evening to those of us, or amongst us, who are entrepreneurs, the real true heroes of economic society. Thank you for joining us. This evening is about celebration. Those amongst us who are entrepreneurs, more specifically responsible entrepreneurs, it's a bit of a competition, I guess, but regardless of whether you win or not, you are all winners, because you're the people who are out there, identify problems, come up with solutions, and despite what everybody tells you, including the investment committee at E-Squared, you still pursue your dream, and you pursue it with absolute resilience and almost with tunnel vision. In the process, you create wealth for yourselves, you create jobs for many South Africans. So we've done quite a bit of investment since inception a few years ago. You may know that for the first 7 years of E-Squared's existence, it had no investment activity and largely used the opportunity to pay off the loan it had to take in order to buy the shares in Alan Gray. So once we started investing in about 2016, 2017, or since then, we have invested in 19 businesses, 74% of whom are still around. So that's not bad, because somebody told me once that early stage of startup businesses, 70 or 80% of them fail in the first 2 years. So I think we've done pretty well. The deals we've done are with Alan Gray Fellows, who are active in a diverse range of sectors, from infrastructure to biotech to agriculture to retail and digital platforms, finance, etc. And 63% of the capital we've deployed have been to businesses run by female Alan Gray Fellows. So I think from a development and impact perspective, we've done pretty well. Before I end off my little introduction, I wanted to thank the following people. First of all, there's Audrey for, as usual, putting up a real good show together with all of those who helped you. Gladwin and the E-Squared team for on a daily basis going out there and looking for business to do and guiding fellows with a view to getting them to become entrepreneurially active and to develop businesses which we can fund. To the board for ensuring that Gladwin and his team remain honest, I guess, right, which is a hard thing to do at the best of time. And then most importantly, I think, to Malik. I think it was mentioned a little earlier that Gladwin is the brand new CEO. But most of you don't know that we looked around for quite a long time a couple of years ago, and we couldn't find somebody whom we thought was appropriate to lead the E-Squared team. And Malik, who was a fellow trustee and a board member, we persuaded him to step into the fray. And I think in the couple of years that he's been running E-Squared, he's been able to streamline things and make sure that E-Squared has an offering which is understandable to the market it seeks to serve. So Malik, for stepping into the fray, for the hard work you've engaged in the past 3-4 years, and just for being the great French-speaking guy that you are. Thank you very much. I think that's it from my side. I think the MC's hit it a couple of times. Tonight's about celebration. Enjoy yourself. And if you don't win anything, don't feel sad. You're still a winner. The fact that you're out there building and running your own business means that you are a winner. Thank you very much.
Humble. Mr. Martin, I got to tell you, that's why I'm not a chairman of the board. Do you think if I was made the chairman, I'm apologizing to you for my dress code? If I'm made the chairman, I'll come to this event in shorts for no reason. If I'm the chairman, I would light cigarettes on aeroplanes and say, do you realize? I won't even talk. I'll just show people my business card the whole day. The whole day. Thank you, sir, for your humility, and thank you for your kind words. And I think you look very handsome. Like if you put on a tie, it would have been too much. It would have been too much. So round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. And then if you were here last year, you know I had a crush on our Frenchman. No, that voice, guys, don't pretend. Don't pretend. I remember it even now, sometimes, in my quiet moments. You know what I mean? In my quiet moments, just to motivate myself. Voulez-vous. You know, and you're just playing with your ear for no reason. Now my wife is like, what are you thinking about? Now I must say, prenda fasi, baby, prenda fasi. It's heavy, it's heavy. Let's give him a round of applause as well. What a great job he did there. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so now that we're teed up, let's get this train out of the station. I'm going to ask you to turn your eyes to the screen. If you've been pondering, or perhaps you're not fully clued up on what the E Squared Ventures portfolio is comprised of, I'm so proud of that sentence, comprised of, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the businesses that make up our portfolio. You would swear I have an MBA. Look at the screen, here we go.
E Squared Ventures currently supports a total of 14 growth stage businesses by Alan Gray Fellows, providing bespoke, hands-on value, creating post-investment support. The businesses are Cape Bio, solving Africa and the world's health challenges; Digital Africa Ventures, women transforming the investment landscape by investing in early-stage African tech startups; Excel at Uni, supporting students and their funders to improve university experience and performance; Khula, means to grow, linking players in the agricultural supply chain to drive inclusion and profitability; Media Measure, your partner throughout Africa for media compliance monitoring and marketing insights; Nafasi Water, reclaiming water, creating jobs, protecting the future; Nambu, diverting food waste from landfill and turning it into nutritious, environmentally friendly animal feed; Oh My Cake, looks like art, tastes like cake; Rewoven, taking textile waste from landfill to the catwalk; Explorio, your local connection, bringing communities together to provide you with up-to-date information covering everything you as an explorer could hope for in a town; Zoe Health, providing products and services for every stage of womanhood; the future of logistics, using technology to power and transform trade and commerce in frontier markets in Africa and beyond; Bele Energy Group, fueling future economies; Setana Capital, providing sustainable capital that works.
Round of applause. Must be nice to see your name in lights. It always gives me a warm feeling, and to help you with digestion, that warm feeling is in fact important. So we're going to move to the first course, ladies and gentlemen. Starters will now be served. I encourage you to kick back, relax, and enjoy it. The band's name is Organic Lounge. I want you to say it out loud. Organic Lounge. It's like you can feel like you were smoking organics without organics. I don't know if that makes any sense. So they love the music. They're going to be keeping us entertained. Let's give Organic Lounge a round of applause as starters are now served. Bon appetit. I'm back with a quick comedy set immediately thereafter. And now you can give them a round of applause. This is Organic Lounge.
sobabili masikunye iyajabula jabula sobabili siyathandana bazamile usohlukanisa uhluleka abaphansi bavumile ukuba sifanelene thina sobabili masikunye iyajabula sami sandikuze uyibona masihlangene impilo yibamna usaduze kuyisando sami sandikuze
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. Formalities are 60 seconds away. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. Formalities are 60 seconds away.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto stage your MC for today, Jason Goliath.
Give me a big round of applause and let's give this amazing band a round of applause. Come on. Don't go anywhere, band members. Go back, get back there, get back there. Get back there, because you guys were caressing. Did you feel that? You know, when people are just freestyling. No, I saw you licking your lips for no reasons while banging the drums, looking cute. So, Organic Lounge, will you do like play something, and then I will sing a song to intro myself back to this part of the evening, because we're about to head into the awards. So make it something vibey. I'll make up a song, and I will accept no judgment, because I'm making this up. Because I could see Judge Judy over there with a red dress. Ma'am, I saw you going, really? Where? Not you. I saw you. I saw you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Organic Lounge a round of applause. All right, play something nice, gents. Let me feel it. Somebody say E-squared. There we go. Somebody say E-squared, 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 E-squared venture. Say E-squared. If you're feeling lonely, if entrepreneurship has its foot on your neck, if you feel like you can't get a break, you don't know what to do, and on top of that, you have to pay fast. E-squared, you got to come to E-squared, 'cause when you come to E-squared, debit orders become your friend. Everybody say E-squared. course, and of course will be entertaining us a little bit later tonight. E Squared, are you ready to kick off our Responsible Entrepreneurship Awards? Say yay! Show some love, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome to the stage to formally kick off our awards celebration part of the evening, the person with an unbelievable title, the Chief Portfolio Officer of the world. Please welcome Chilidzi Matlala. Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate. Here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like Nazim, I am also getting on in years, so I need something to help me remember my speech. I had some cue cards that I had printed out, and Audrey said to me, no, we don't do that anymore. Let me give you an iPad. But thank you all for making the time to attend tonight's event, and I hope that you've been having a good time so far. My name is Chilidzi Matlala, privileged to serve as the Chief Portfolio Officer, heading up the team at E Squared, looking after our portfolio of investments, where we work alongside our ventures to create value to maximize impact. I'm excited today to host our second installment of the Responsible Entrepreneurship Awards. And we gather tonight not just to celebrate numbers on a balance sheet, but the heartbeat of innovation, dedication, and the transformative power of responsible entrepreneurship. As we look around the room today, we see the embodiment of hard work, creativity, and the commitment to shaping a better future for our society. The concept of responsible entrepreneurship was at the center, was a cornerstone of Dr. Alan Gray's vision, and was at the center of the fundamental purpose for setting up the 3 trusts. And to quote his words, "It is my sincere belief that the optimal role of entrepreneurs and of business in society is that they should serve the many and not merely the few, and that life at its best is lived largely for the betterment of others." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why responsible entrepreneurship sits at the core of all of the work that we do at E Squared. But as we all know, responsible entrepreneurship is not without its challenges, as founders navigate complex regulations, compete against businesses that don't hold social responsibility as dear to their heart, and also trying to convince investors to invest in their businesses, that their businesses are worth investing in. But despite these challenges, our ventures remain steadfast in their commitment to making a difference. They're showing the world that it is possible for success and sustainability to coincide, and they're inspiring others to follow in their footsteps. So last year, we held our inaugural awards, a platform through which we sought to celebrate our portfolio of companies, acknowledge their achievements, and encourage the continuation of their efforts. The ventures were awarded on the basis of the alignment with both the Alan Gray Group and E Squared values, as well as the desired behaviors. Since we made our first investment in 2017, our portfolio has grown to 14 ventures, which are all fellow-founded or have fellows as shareholders, operating across various industries and business stages. Our newest additions to our portfolio are the Future of Logistics, which is led by Melvin Lubega, who unfortunately couldn't make it to be here with us tonight, as well as Satana Capital, which is led by Kanya Zululega, Prince Nwadei, and Wabantu Hlope. Now, because both the Future of Logistics and Satana Capital, along with Zoe Health and Pele Energy Group, have been in our portfolio for less than 12 months, they were unfortunately not eligible to participate in our awards this year. But next year will be a different story. So the objective of tonight's awards is to recognize the conviction and commitment of our fellows to create positive societal value through their ventures, as well as to showcase their responsible behavior as business leaders, and to motivate, encourage, and inspire the behaviors and business practices aligned with our core values. This year, we've refined our award process while maintaining a strong focus on alignment with our overarching values. As part of our assessment methodology, we actively sought input from various stakeholders, which included individuals that are outside of the E-squared ecosystem, just to make sure that our adjudication process is both transparent and inclusive. So tonight, we will bestow a total of 4 awards, honoring responsible founder and venture values, responsible venture culture, responsible business behaviors and practices, and the ultimate accolade, which is the Responsible Entrepreneurship Award itself. I am personally inspired by the work that all of the ventures vying for the awards here tonight have achieved, and I wish them all the best of luck. But before we proceed to the presentation, it's important to acknowledge that E-squared is embarking on a new chapter, where Malik is stepping down after several years of dedicated service at the helm, and Gladwin is assuming the mantle of leadership. I now invite Malik onto the stage to share with us his experiences over the years, overseeing the evolution and the growth of the portfolio, especially as it pertains to responsible entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to warmly welcome Malik on stage with a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here with you. This room is full of love, full of familiar faces, and also it gives me a chance to share with you some of my thoughts, some of my reflections over the past 4 years that I had the privilege to serve at E-square. This is becoming a sort of a family gathering, and I think that every year it's going to grow and grow, and the connection between the members of this extended family will just get stronger and stronger. So I will not speak too much tonight. What I'd like to do is to just sort of focus on the 2 reasons why we have these evenings once a year, which are basically, first of all, to celebrate you, the entrepreneurs, the founders of E-square. You are the embodiment of Mr. Gray's vision, the experiment, if I could call it that way, in the sense of, finding very young, bright, energetic South Africans, helping them get a wonderful education, and then encouraging them to start businesses and become sort of beamers of light in this society. So the celebration piece. And then the other part is also about reflection, because every year we need to sort of pause a little bit and understand where we come from, where we are, and where we are going. So with regard to the celebration, I just wanted, the message that I want to convey is for you guys to really think about the fact that it's very easy sometimes to feel despondent, to feel, the entrepreneurial journey is a very lonely journey, to feel alone, to feel depressed when you're facing all the challenges with regard to funders, customers, team members who come to your office and ask for lots of things that sometimes you cannot provide. All of these challenges can be very daunting. But, in life you need to think about the challenges, but also the blessings that you have, which we oftentimes forget. Think about all the things that had to happen for you to be here today, in terms of your education, in terms of your health. Some people are in hospital now who are not able to move a finger. In terms of the people in your life that help you get to where you are today. So really the idea of being grateful, you as an entrepreneur and us as E-square, for the opportunity to help you and the opportunity to support you. So I think this is really something worth celebrating, and every year I hope that we'll remind you of that. With regard to the journey, I think that E-square is at a really sort of emblematic point at the moment. When, as Nazim reminded us, the board asked me to step in and try to sort of structure the organization. We had, I think, 5 or 6 people. We are now 27 people at E-Square. We had something like 8 investments. Now, across our different products, if you take the E-Square Venture program that we have now, Chilizi reminded us we're 14 investments. But there's also the work that SIPO is leading, which is the feeder into E-Square Venture, which has nearly 40 businesses, 40 fellows who are running businesses. We also have some of the prize programs that we have where we give checks to fellows who are not necessarily looking to be part of a structured program, who have an idea, who know where they want to go and who just need a check. So E-Square has gone a long way in being structured, and now we have an organization that is established, that is organized, and that is ready to move to the next level. I like to use the analogy of the fact that, as an individual, this organization was cute, but now it is becoming important, okay? So, and this importance comes from you. What do I mean by that? I mean that it's not just about going out there, building great businesses and making money. I'm sure some of you are already making a lot of money, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I hope you make tons of money as you move forward. That's one side of being important. The other side is to be shining examples. We want to expand. The future for E-Square is to keep supporting all those beamers of light and provide direction, inspiration, and hope for the millions of young South Africans who are out there and who can look at you and say, if this man can do it, if this lady can do it, I can do it also. So this is what perhaps is the most important thing. I've never seen a tombstone that says, so-and-so had $100 million in his bank account when he died. People will not remember you for that, but they will remember you for what you've done and the example that you've set. So as I step down in my executive role, and I move back to the board, I will look at the organization with a lot of affection, with a lot of, and also with the team and the portfolio, with a lot of love, with a lot of support. And I leave you guys in very good hands, Gladwin and his team, Chilizi, Ofense, the board, my fellow trustees. I think this organization is now set up to do even greater things. I thank you very much and enjoy the evening.
Got it. Please give Malik one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The best accent in the game. Malik, I was listening to you again, my ears being caressed by the way you say important. Important, it's important. Very important. And then I thought, because it's easy to think that you want something. And then I always imagine, what would I do with that thing if I had it? Because I figure that accent would make my life very easy. Because imagine you pull into a roadblock here in Joburg and the officer goes, license, you go, license officer? Who can give that accent a fine? But then to be a leader with that accent, imagine now you in the meeting now, we have to say, Jason, this is unacceptable. I would like to issue you with a final written warning. That's the sexiest sentence I've ever said in my life. A final written warning. I'd say, please, do it with your red pen, Malik. Give him one more round of applause. And being such a good sport for me making it awkward. Thank you, sir, not only for your leadership, but your kind words, and I think most importantly, your continued support. So I get to make a couple of jokes now. And making jokes has become a very sensitive thing. I started making jokes before WhatsApp and Facebook was where you went to get your comedy. And now you get memes 24 times a day, TikTok. And I can see there's some undercover TikTokers in the room where you haven't put your name there. It's just user so-and-so, but even you, I can see you doing the thing. And it was easy. It was easy back then. I mean, I started stand-up comedy at the age of 30 when I was in the depths of being a failed entrepreneur. And I'm going to say that again. So 2005, I started working in insurance. I do an amazing job. 2006, a big insurance company says to me, listen, we want you to open a franchise, are you keen? And of course, I'm just thinking of making my mother proud, my mother being able to tell her friends, no, he's not an alcoholic, he's an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to making mommy proud. I then become an entrepreneur and do unbelievable things. It was great. Then 2008 came, and those of you that were entrepreneurs back in 2008, you know, a very similar financial climate to the one that we're currently going through. It was rough. I owned a brokerage, and my lesson coming out of that was that you are the problem. South Africans are the problem, because South Africans, I'm telling you, when times get tough, South Africans would much rather pay their DSTV subscriptions than pay their life cover. I'm going to tell you for free. They would much rather keep the kids entertained and quiet in the short term than actually look after their legacies in the long term. And my business went under in spectacular flames. We tried different things. We always wanted to be in that spirit of entrepreneurship where you must exist formally and permanently in a growth mindset, where there's always opportunity. You've got to change. You've always got to be innovating and continuously improving. I know all of these words because I was there. I was there and I tried all sorts of things, and it went disgustingly wrong. Like when I say it went wrong, guys, I flopped so bad. I was 30-year-old living back with my mother. That's what happened to me. It was the most excruciating and difficult time of my life. But once you have that taste for entrepreneurship, and once you've had that feeling that it can go right, it comes, you can't go back to corporate. It's a hard thing to kind of give up on this dream. So here are the lessons that I learned, and then maybe I'll make a joke at the end. No, you guys have paid me already. It's too late now. I'm going to do whatever. You should never be paying comedians in advance. So I want to summarize the lessons as easy as possible. And I'll summarize them based on how I feel today, not how I felt when I was failing. Okay? I honestly believe that entrepreneurship is as hard as marriage. Because marriage is hard even when you're married to the right person. It's hard. It's like marriage doesn't care how much money you're making. Marriage will find a problem. Like, no, I'm telling you, like as a married man, I go, marriage is the reason I equate marriage to entrepreneurship, because I think if you're getting married and you don't plan, you're going to flop. I believe marriage is the same as entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not a job, it's a lifestyle. You're having a job, your 9 to 5, your fixed calendar, your schedule, you know when you're going to rest, you know when your paychecks are coming in, you've got no stress. Being an entrepreneur is a lifestyle, and if you don't lean into that lifestyle, it is easily one of the most difficult things to do. Marriage is a lifestyle. The reason I love being married is because I've chosen this thing. I wake up every single day. I ask people for advice before I got married, just like you should. If you're opening a business, you must do the research. You will get the data. And I asked many people. I remember a lady who'd been married for 13 years. She gave me great advice. And ladies, I'm going to be looking to you for nodding heads. She said, the problem with marriage is men don't choose. She said a woman, the second she can see herself having your babies, she's decided that you are her man, and she doesn't think about a better possible life. She obsesses about this possible life. Whereas men who don't choose, they always have their minds in the street somehow, thinking now there's a fight. You think, yeah, man, my single owns are having. These young people that want to become entrepreneurs, what do you say to this young person that wants to not go into the formal workplace and become a comedian? I said, don't do it. They said, Jason, how can you say that? I said, because I'm sick and tired of us pretending these things we do are easy. I'm sick and tired of us lowering the barriers to entry and letting people feel like it's just going to be a walk in the park. I go, no wonder the failure rates are so high, because we don't prepare people for how long, how difficult, and how consistently difficult the journey is going to be. Entrepreneurship, like comedy, just when you think you've made it, there'll be a hurdle you didn't even think of. You couldn't have even imagined. So then they go, so then what? I go, if there's a young person out there listening to me right now, and they want to become a comedian, and after hearing my advice, vetted, qualified advice to not do it, and they want to do it anyway, I'm like, that person has a chance of making it. The person who's listened to me tell them not to do it. The person who's warned me tell them that it is so difficult, and it's difficult all the time, and it feels like it never gets easier. It just consistently becomes more and more difficult. The person who in that mindset can go, I'm going to ignore that advice because I believe more than I need you to believe. Now that for me is the most important sentence any entrepreneur's got to start with. If you are coming into an environment like this and you're pitching your idea and you're expecting the people you're pitching to back and believe in your idea more than you do, you're in the wrong place. You've got to come there with excitement and optimism to let them know what you're all about. I learned this lesson as a kid. Guys, I grew up poor in the United States of El Dorado Park. You know this about me. And for those of you who still think all colored people are from the Cape Flats and Mitchell's Plain, you must remember we've had a meeting, we've had a census, and colored people have agreed that the Cape Flats and Mitchell's Plain for colored people, that's our head office, okay? I'm from a satellite branch office here in El Dorado Park. It's the same company, but that's the DC is in Cape Town, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, we've agreed. We just don't have medical aid and nice cars. It's fine. It's fine. So for me, growing up in El Dorado Park in the 80s, guys, it was the roughest thing ever because our parents didn't have money for extramural activities. I look at these kids today and how much choice they had. Our extramural activity was a game called Guara for a Guara. And that game was the best game ever. Yes, it broke some people and hurt some feelings, because if you don't know what Guara for a Guara means, it's a kasi roast. It's how we tease each other in the kasi. You watch the roast on Comedy Central. Guara for a Guara was us going to school and teasing each other every single day. We took that thing so seriously, instead of doing homework, we would sit and think about new ways to Guara you tomorrow. And if you're wondering what we would Guara you about, anything. Anything. In those communities, the specifics that you would guara somebody about is A, the way they look, physical appearance, the way they dress, and B, the only thing funny in a poverty-driven environment is somebody who is deeper in the poverty than you. So the jokes would be linked to those things all the time. You'd come to school, you'd be pushed into a circle, and somebody would go for the low-hanging fruit. I was born fat, guys. Like, being fat for me is not a thing that I woke up this morning surprised. Oh my God, I'm bloated. No! I was born, I always tell people, I was born at over 5.5 kilograms. I want you to think about that. For the ladies who just said, ha, that's exactly what my father said. He was like, leave Lesotho, use a sunroof, please. It's a true story. This is a true story. And for me, growing up in that environment, it meant I was teased from before I even left the hospital. My mother always says, the first maternity nurse who saw my 5.5 kilogram, you know how much meat is 5.5, guys? The first maternity nurse who saw me apparently just went, you. Hey, Jabu, come and see. No, man, it's not twins, it's one. So I've been teased before I even left. I then would be pushed into these ciphers every single day and have boys coming at me. Oh, Jason, you so fat. When you sit in the classroom, you sit next to everybody. They were classics. That's not my joke. Those are the classics. I've got to hit back with the only thing I know how. Yar, my bro, you so ugly. Your mother has to tie a T-bone steak around your neck just so the dog can play with you. You know what I mean? You had to get in there. You had to get in there. I've got to be honest. I learned a lesson at school that I learned again very recently. So one of the lessons I learned at school is that these things are just words. These kids don't care really about me and the things they're talking about. All they care about is the joke, the laugh, the reaction. Then I realized, why am I giving these people's words energy? And it came to me on my most famous joke. I think easily my most famous joke I've ever done is a kid just looking at me and going, Yar, my bro, you so fat when you jump on a scale in the bathroom. That scale must land like an old 325 I kusheshe. Come in, if you laughed at that joke, you're laughing at a child. I'm just telling you. But the truth is, when I heard that joke, I laughed. For the first time, I laughed. And when I laughed, the guy teasing me didn't know what to do. His power immediately was taken away. And I laughed because it's hilarious. It's such a visual joke, and I'm a visual guy. I'm just like, guys, I weigh 130 at the moment, okay? And that's 14 kilograms lighter than the day I got married because my wife is greedy. It is what it is. So when you buy a scale, you can go, Discount Clicks, you buy those off-the-shelf scales, they read 120, you're fine. When I jump on those scales, have you ever seen a scale have to take a deep breath before giving you information? When I jump on those scales, the scale literally goes, so I thought it was hilarious. I laughed, the bra couldn't do anything, and I saw the power drain. That was the first time in my life I learned that believing in me and whatever it is I'm trying to achieve, it's more important for me to believe than anybody else to believe. Have you ever heard the saying, you gotta love you before you can expect anybody else to truly love you? Because those feelings are not like the negative feelings. The negative feelings take away from those you're trying to serve. But the more you love you, the more you believe in your project, the more you inspire and love those who you want to believe and hold yourself accountable to inspiring. I realized that it's just words because I saw it. We would tease a kid today about the fact that, Yara, you so poor, your batatafis look like sandals. What is that, the Moses 11s? We would tease the Owens. That same guy comes back to school the next day with brand new shoes thinking he's safe. As soon as he moves in with his brand new shoes, we go like, yara, gents. Somebody's father finally got a job, man. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter what you were doing. You'd be teased anyway. So what comedy taught me is, I hope what every entrepreneur needed to learn, that you've got to believe in you. The ultimate lesson for me came in my Standard 5 year. That's how old I am. Guys, because I was a fat kid, and like an entrepreneur, being here tonight is a special thing because you want to be recognized, you want to feel like part of something. You want to feel like you've got people on your team, people that understand you. So I played tennis. At my school, I was in the 3rd team. Your school may have called it the water boys, the special class, whatever it is. I was in the 3rd team, but I played. You know why? Because every single lesson I went to qualified me to be recognized at the end of the year as part of the team and go up when they call the team and get that team scroll. Remember that team scroll? You put that thing on your blazer, you walk around with pride. Even though you've got a big stomach, at 11 years old, you didn't care because me, I'm a member of a very exclusive club and a very exclusive team. And I'll never forget this. I played because I wanted to be involved. The end of my Standard 5 year comes, November vibes, and I'll never forget the coach goes, listen, next week we're going to have a round-robin tournament to decide the school's best tennis player, and anybody can enter. As long as you were deemed to be part of the team, meet outside my office, outside my class Monday morning, sign the register, we start playing Monday afternoon, we play the final on Friday, everybody tell your parents. I remember as he said it, Fat Jason went, I'm not going to enter if it's no compulsory. Why will I embarrass myself in front of 10 people? I've done that enough. Then I remember somebody saying something on the bus, and I think it was one of those stupid fat jokes like, Yara, Jason, you so poor, your mother makes tea in the geyser. Or like, that's hilarious, guys. If you didn't laugh at that joke is funny. You open the tap, rooibos comes out. I was like, that's hilarious. Yara, Jason, from far, your body look like an uncooked fat cook. I've heard them all. I've heard them all. And they must have said something like that that just really angered me and made me go, you know what? I'm not going to let a thin person tell me what I can and can't do anymore. I'm going to play that tournament. Monday morning comes, I've been psyching myself up the whole weekend. I get in the line, I'm about to sign the register. The primary school bully, Grant van der Merwe, comes around the corner. He's here. If you know Grant, tell him I'm fine and I'm famous, please. Grant comes around the corner, true story, real name, and Grant goes, oh, Ferry, you're going to play some tennis. Starts teasing me immediately. Everybody around me laughing. Ah, Ferry, boom, boom. He's like, Ferry, what are you doing? Michael Fong is going to make pork chow mein out of you, bruh. Michael Fong was a short Chinese, bruh. Michael Fong was the greatest tennis player Arthur Matthews Primary School in the West Rand had ever seen. He was the only reason we were able to compete. This guy got his, literally back then, his Gauteng colors. He got his colors at 10 years old. The guy was magnificent. I ignored him. I went onto that court every single day, and I didn't play to draw. I didn't play to lose. I didn't play to participate. I played to win. People say they couldn't recognize me. I came with a ferocity and an anger. I don't know if people are terrified because I was wearing my small shorts that you didn't even know which was the front or the back because I was fat and it was full. I was wearing that midriff top looking like a guinia, bloody running around the tennis court, but I went crazy. I chased that ball like it was the last chicken wing on a buffet. I went mad. By some miracle, true story, cross my heart, go to Arthur Matthews Primary School, go and have a look in the hall. By some miracle, I win the semifinals on the Thursday evening. By this point, thank you, hold your applause. By this point, I see I'm over time, I'm going guys, I'm going, 1 minute, 40 seconds, I got you. By this point, my bruised fat body had never been through such trauma ever. I'm at home, my poor mother, who was so overjoyed with my achievement, is there trying to patch my body up for the final against Michael Fong the next day. I just remember mommy there just crying. She was massaging me with Vicks Vapor Rub because that's the only thing we could afford. Don't laugh at poverty. She was crying and I was crying. I don't know if it was the fumes from the Vicks or what was going on, but I'll never forget this moment, and my life changed a little bit in this moment. My mother stopped and with tears in her eyes, looking at me through the mirror, in the bathroom said, Mommy loves you, boy. She said, my boy, I'm so proud of you. She said, my boy, I hope you realize today you're a winner. She said, because my boy, when you started, you didn't think you'd achieve anything. So the fact that you've got this far, tomorrow morning, my boy, I want you to wake up like you've won already. It's a lesson I use today. I've achieved things beyond my wildest dreams, and I meet people that wake up stressed, filled with anxiety, and I go, imagine a world where you can simply wake up and first be grateful for the things you've done already before you allow the stress of what you are still hungry to achieve. I'm like, that's the spice of happiness right there. Right there, thank you. And sincerely, my mom did what mothers do. Nobody loves like a mother. The word love in the dictionary can't bring that to life. And my mom was just trying to manage my expectations. My mom was also trying to help me hold on to some good because the world is constantly ripping it away. So she wanted me to make sure that I'm there because she looked me straight in my eyes and said, so tomorrow morning, my boy, you wake up like a champion. You wake up and you wear it like a badge. You go to school like you've won already. You own that and you hold on to that moment forever. Because she was like, when Michael Fong whoops your ass, my boy. Now, those of you that are laughing, no, again, mommy's just trying to manage my expectations. But in that moment, guys, the biggest lesson of my life, this is my mother. At the time, the person who believes in me more than anybody on earth, loves me more than anybody on earth. And even my mother can only love me and believe in me up to a certain point. Then I was like, if I allow my mother to establish what I'm going to be able to achieve, I will only ever be able to achieve what she believes I'm capable of. So I went out the next day. Not to draw, to win. I served every ball, not to draw, to win, and I whooped, excuse the French, Michael Fong's ass on that day. On that day, go look. If you don't believe me, you go to Arthur Matthews Primary School. It's on the corner of Ondekas and the Opat, and you go and look in the school hall. 1992, in golden letters, Jason Goliath, best tennis player of the school. Of the school. The bottom line is this. If you believe in you like I believed in me, then what happened to me can happen to you. Thank God Michael Fong had the flu. I'm not even going to lie. The bra was debilitated. Do you think I was waiting while he was blowing his nose? I was serving the ball. Do you think I was worried while he was sneezing? I did not care. Entrepreneurs and successful leaders in business will tell you that it's not the most talented that makes it to the top. It's not the best singer on earth that makes it to the top. It's those that are disciplined, driven, and believe more than anybody else in the room. So forevermore, as entrepreneurs, you'll wear the badge that you wake up every day and embrace an old colored proverb that says, "Dala what you must," because it is what it is. Yes? Round of applause. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, ladies and gents, dinner is about to be served. Bon appetit. Please enjoy. I trust you've all placed your orders. If anybody has any dietary requirements that have not yet been met, please chat to our wonderful waitering staff. They will make sure that you are all sorted. Please enjoy the second after dinner. We go straight into the awards. A big celebration tonight. Give yourselves and me a round of applause. Bon appetit. I will see you after dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly welcome back to the stage your host and debonair MC, Jason Goliath. I appreciate that. I've also just enjoyed a delicious venue dinner, and I'm also slow to clap, so I appreciate the slow clap. I know how it goes. I'm forced to apologize, because as soon as I finished my set, I walked off stage, and one of our technical crew came up to me and said, "Oh, amen, Pastor, amen." So he said I went a little bit too churchy, but I get carried away. I get excited. You know what I mean? I get excited, and I hope the thing that you do every day makes you excited like me and get carried away. I now feel like I'm still in that vibe. You know what I mean? I'm still in that energy, that preachy. I'm still feeling a bit preachy. So I'll preach before I officially open the awards and we start celebrating you, just to warm you up and just to make sure that everybody's focused. The last two people that were smoking come back and sit down. And I figured that I'd tell you in no uncertain terms very quickly how we can fix South Africa. Us, right here. I like how people are laughing just to say us, this South Africa, us. We can fix it. We can fix it. And the way we fix it is this. I've got a lot of theories. But my biggest theory in terms of a problem that connects us as a people, because for me, there's two types of people who love South Africa. Okay, let's be honest. And you must decide which type you are at some point. You're either the first type of person who says, I love South Africa, and when you're referring to that, you're talking about, you like Table Mountain, you like the Drakensberg, you like all of the pretty things. You're going to tell me about, have you been to the Walter Sisulu Botanical Gardens? That's what you're going to tell me. The second type of person will tell you that South Africans are the best people on earth. And let me tell you, I'm that type of person, because South Africans are the best people on earth. That's why we import people with French accents. Here, they come here, because it's delicious. It's delicious. For me, the major problem that we have as South Africans is the following sentence. Ignorance breeds intolerance. I feel like that's a very clever sentence. I'll say it again. Ignorance breeds intolerance. So if we're going to fix this country, we've got to band together and work together and start sharing about our culture. Because what happened is we were all separated, so many different cultures started up, and now we, without even knowing it, live and exist in one of the most culture-dense countries on earth. You're going to travel, I know a lot of you have, and you'll be told that there's a lot of cosmopolitan places, lots of places are brimming with culture, and then you'll very quickly realize, when you've traveled as much as comedy's afforded me the opportunity to do so, is that it's all a lie. You're going to go to New York, and you're going to realize, yeah, New York is diverse, because there's no Americans that can afford to live in New York. That's why it's very diverse. You're going to go to Paris, you're going to see the same thing, but as soon as you go outside of those major cities, they're not nearly as beautiful, as culturally rich, deep, diverse, and beautiful as us. Here, 11 official languages, 12 with sign language. 36 different languages in one country. That means there's at least 36 different cultures. Then my issue becomes, we don't share. We went through this dramatic change as a society, and we just expect everybody to know what's going on. And I think people get angry when they don't understand. So it's our job. You think I go up on stage and say, "Awe masakanus" to CEOs just for fun? No. It's to let CEOs know that from a colored perspective, "Awe masakant" means welcome, my brother or sister. And it's the best way of sharing. So that now when you're in the streets and you hear somebody say "Awe," you know how to respond. The only way to respond to "Awe" is to say "Awe," not "I'm fine, thanks, and you." No! That's not how you reply. You're going to say "Awe." But my colored brothers and sisters in Cape Town, they've got a "Awe masa" something else. And then you get confused. Now I'm trying to say "Masakant," my mother's child, my brother or sister. But if we don't educate people, they'll never know. So for me, you've got to, A, be proud of who you are. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of what you celebrate. And B, you have to take time to teach people. You've got to teach people so that they understand what's going on. I'll give you a very simple example and then we can start. I think, so dog lovers in the room, make some noise. Away, all 6 of you, away. The rest of you don't care about SPCA, yeah? The rest of you don't care. So all 6 of you dog lovers, I'd like to say that you are one of the biggest problems in South Africa, dog lovers. I want to just tell you for free and for sure, dog lovers, you need to get yourself right. Because, and I'll tell you this for free, dog lovers, can you please leave Indian people and Diwali alone? For once. Do you know how sick and tired I am? You can't even listen to 702 the day after Diwali. Because Diwali happens, 702 is back to back. The switchboard is breaking because all of the Karens are on the phone. Oh my gosh. Fluffy was traumatized last night. Oh my God, Fluffy cucked on a good carpet on a Persian. Oh my God, I'm just like, it's Diwali. If you understood the cultural beauty, the significance, the celebration behind the festival of light, you would just buy drugs for Fluffy. It's once a year, dog lovers. I've got 2 little miniature dashuns. I know your pain. I love my little stununus, I call them. But once a year, I buy drugs for Fluffy. Then what do? You put baloney and you put the drugs about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You call Fluffy. Fluffy comes. You give Fluffy the drugs. By 6 o'clock, Fluffy's already got that nyaupe boy eye, starting to stagger around. By 6:30, Fluffy has put themselves to bed until tomorrow. They're gone, I'm telling you. Then what do? 6:30, you take the camping chairs, you take the picnic blanket, you set yourself and the family up outside, you pour yourself something nice to drink, and you sit back, relax, and enjoy watching Indian people burn their money in the sky. It's beautiful. The best part is next year, you're not even gonna have to diarize Diwali. Because Fluffy's gonna remind you for the drugs. Like a nyaupe boy on some nomain, malume. So my point is this. As South Africans, the more we share, the more we can expect people to understand. But ignorance breeds intolerance. Before COVID, remember that one poor sheep that got slaughtered on Camps Bay and people lost their minds. Oh my God, John, it's not a dog. I see a machete, John, it's happening. Found the SPCA, oh my God. Then if that person, that Karen at that window understood the cultural significance, the beauty of that slaughtering, Karen would have been with the people on the beach, asking stupid questions. Like, excuse me, are you guys gonna finish all the chops? Are you gonna finish? But we'll be together. So for me, be proud of who you are, be proud of where you come from, but lead with sharing. The more we share, the more we educate, the more people understand, the less they judge. My name is Jason Goliath, Ambassador for South Africa. I will take a round of applause right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Keep that round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because now it's all about you, your hard work, your sacrifices. We celebrate responsible entrepreneurship. Please welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, to present the awards, Head of Stakeholder Engagement, the fabulous, the wonderful, I'm not going to make any jokes because this is the one that books me, Audrey Makumula.
I didn't know that you look like this. Thank you, Jason. I think it's moments like tonight when we truly remember why we do what we do. You truly thank yourself for saying yes to the E-squared offer that time when it came. So yes, I'm glad we are here today. I'm going to repeat the quote that Chilizi quoted that comes from Dr. Gray's statement of intention that he wrote to us about E-squared and about the Alan Gray Foundation, Obvious Foundation, and the endowment. It says that because it's my all-time favorite. They know it in the office that I even want to put it up in the front. It says the optimal role of entrepreneurs and of business in society is that they should serve the many and not merely the few. And life at its best is lived largely for the betterment of others. I think if we just carried that one quote in everything that we do, really, we would know how amazing we actually are. We would know the difference that we make in society, and we would always wake up with extra strength to support the ventures each and every day. We've come to this time, and this is why we also do these awards. We say, remember the role that you play in society. Remember the role that we play being part of your journey, the difference that you meant to make in society. I'm going to unveil the awards. It's what we've all come here for today. and all the best to all the ventures. Not all the best to your nerves, because it's, the decision is already here, they right here behind me. I'm going to call up Chilitsi and Gledwin, my CEO, to join me on stage. The first award.
Responsible Founder and Venture Values. This category recognizes the founder and the business's long-term sustainable contribution to society, ambition for work combined with personal humility, focus on the things that matter most, and striving to do them exceptionally well, and responsible stewardship of the Alan Gray mission and E-squared resources. The top 3 rated businesses in this category are Excel at Uni, Nambu Group, and Explorio.
The business receiving this award is built with a long-term commitment to the betterment of the communities that it exists within. The founder is not only humble, but is brave in taking on the responsibility of driving sustainable agricultural change that improves people's quality of life. I am honored to present the award of Responsible Business Values to Lowell Scar of Nambu.
Responsible Venture Culture. This category recognizes the business's acknowledgement and celebration of human diversity enhanced by respect and empathy. The winner in this category is recognized for continuously seeking innovative and creative approaches to address customer needs, fostering an environment of continuous learning and improvement to drive disruptive thinking and transformative ideas. Their ability to guide and inspire others towards a common purpose, leading by example and driving alignment and passion for the vision. Commitment to working together within and as a leader of teams towards the common good. The top 3 rated in this category are Nafasi Water, Oh My Cake, and Explorio.
The business receiving this award is known for its ongoing commitment to innovation and to the ongoing search for new ways of doing things and identifying new opportunities. The founder is recognized by their partners as being committed to a collaborative approach on long-term projects, transparent engagement, and seeking strategic alignment. That's what they said about them. Its employees cite how diversity and inclusion are embedded in the organization's values, with staff members being treated with respect and dignity, and support for employees to bring their whole self to work without fear of prejudice or exclusion. The winner of this Responsible Venture Culture Award is Nafasi Water.
Responsible business practices. This category recognizes the business's growth and traction, implementation of governance structures and best practice models to support transparent decision-making to drive delivery and sustainability, conscious and deliberate efforts in activities in operations and administration aimed at driving significant change that addresses social injustice and challenges in an inclusive, sustainable and scalable fashion. The winner of this category has demonstrated a conscious and ongoing cultivation of a network of transparent, fair and responsible relationships with all its stakeholders. The top 3 rated in this category are Excel at Uni, Media Measure and Nafasi Water.
In addition to setting and reaching targets of doubling revenues year on year, the founders who received this award have taken a considered approach to their business growth. They have been consistent in the reporting processes and have made iterative changes to expand their businesses. I am honored to present this award to Media Measure, today, so Danielle, their value creation manager, will receive it on their behalf. Thank you. Thank you, Chilizi. Thank you, Gladwin. Now we wait again in anticipation for the main award.
Good evening, everyone. What an honor to stand here in front of you. Awards gave me the task to talk about what responsible entrepreneurship is. I'm reminded that we commissioned the study through Gibbs and they couldn't find what it was, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. But before I start, Jason, I'm also from a satellite branch. I remember I used to drive past Eldorado Park and go, yo, these people are living well.
That means you're from Annandale, Lord.
From Toekomsrus.
Toekomsrus.
Yeah.
Yo, Toekomsrus, the car of the year last year was the Ford Cortina.
Yeah. Toekomsrus, as it was affectionately known when I grew up, as Mexico. So I understand your struggle. As we reach the pinnacle of tonight's celebration, I'm reminded that since inception, E-Squared has sought to empower responsible entrepreneurs to become the catalysts for growth and for change, investing not just capital, but faith in businesses at various stages of their business growth journey. Investing in fellow founders who, as Theodore Roosevelt said, are actually in the arena, whose faces are marred by dust and sweat and blood, who are striving valiantly, who err, who come short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. This notion resonates deeply with the entrepreneurial journey, or with the valley of death, as Malik affectionately knows it. It encapsulates what it means to be a founder within the E-Squared portfolio. The struggle, the sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of a vision. A vision deeply ingrained in the legacy of Mr. Gray. where he said, aiming to foster entrepreneurship for the collective good of society. But what is responsible entrepreneurship? As we've delved deep into it tonight, it goes beyond business acumen or profitability. In the words of Mr. Gray himself, it's about equipping young South Africans from all walks of life with the education, moral compass, and financial backing to succeed as responsible entrepreneurs. This has been the guiding philosophy that responsible entrepreneurs, that despite falling short at times, remain societal stewards, which means they are building a business model that has society's well-being at its core. Engages stakeholder responsibility. They are fostering transparent and respectful relationships, and are accountable to other entrepreneurs, ensuring a synergistic and mutually beneficial entrepreneurial ecosystem. As we've seen through tonight's awards, our core values are not just a list of living, but living embodiment of our collective mission, long-term commitment, which means we're investing in what truly matters, people and their transformative ideas. Because sometimes success demands a marathon and not a sprint. The spirit of significance and humility, balancing ambitious goals with ethical conduct, the audacity to reach high, and the humility to acknowledge mistakes. Excellence, the non-negotiable standard by which we all measure our efforts. Responsible stewardship, demonstrating accountability in our shared mission. Diversity and inclusion, the recognition that every voice has value. And collaboration, knowing that that collective action amplifies impact. The sum of us is greater than its individual parts. Tonight's Responsible Entrepreneurship Award isn't just a celebration. It's a reflection of our collective identity and a call to higher ideals. Each award given tonight has brought us closer to understanding the true meaning of this collective mission. And now we've arrived at the apex, the Responsible Entrepreneurship Award for 2023. The awardee tonight epitomizes what it means to be in the arena. The long hours, the ethical dilemmas, and the social responsibilities. So with no further ado, let's bestow this award on the deserving entrepreneur. To do so, I'd like to call up Mr. Lungelo Kumede, founder and CEO of Excel at Uni. You can give him a round of applause. Stage, our very own Chilitsi Matlala.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think, okay, first of all, Audrey said that she's going to cut my mic if I talk too much, so I'm going to keep it very brief. I think I would be remiss not to, on behalf of all the founders, just first congratulate Gladwin on your new role. I think you can imagine we're all very proud of you. So we're looking forward to all of the initiatives that you put in place. And then to Malik and Jason, I think the message you shared today was extremely powerful, this message of gratefulness, because I think as businesses, that's the one thing that we all share that's in common is how tough it is to run a business. I mean, even when things are good, it's tough, right? I mean, we recently just completed a raise with eSquared, and now the challenge is growth. Like, who would have thought that growing is so daunting, right? So I think it's important that we do all wake up, if you're religious, even if you're non-religious, to just take a moment every once in a while and just be grateful. And I want to echo what was said here, that you need to always remember that there are so many things that had to go right for you to be here today. And Jason, I do kind of agree with you when you speak about the entrepreneurial decision being very similar to marriage, even though I'm not married. I'm just relying on Lisetti's feedback here. It is extremely difficult, but today, the award that we're going to be giving out is for those companies that actually go beyond just dollaring what they must. I think you all heard Gladwin speak about the many attributes that need to be balanced for you to be considered a responsible entrepreneur. And so for today, it gives me great pleasure, honor to award the Responsible Entrepreneurship Award to the new winner for this year. So I think, can I get a drum roll? So this year's Responsible Entrepreneur of the Year is Nafasi Water.
This was unexpected. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's really unexpected because I think younger businesses are more deserving of something like this than me and my 250-man squad. But I will accept this graciously on their behalf. For many people, I think our journey has been going on since effectively 2017 when the decision was made. And I think 2023 has been a massive year for us. We're still sort of processing a little bit. For many, I think the summary is we're probably in the next 6 months going to close R1 billion in a raise. And part of that is, one, locking in the Industrial Development Corporation as our partner in diversifying the business away from infrastructure into industrials. So that's exciting. So we're going into the fertilizer market and closing the loop around water overall. We're also officially the strategic partner to Suiti on water-related projects. So that's a massive pipeline of work that we get to do between now and the next 10 years. And we're also growing in Namibia. So they're small steps for the business as we see them, but they're massive overall for the economy as well as the people. So this is great appreciation. Thank you very much for seeing the effort, and I will take this back to my team and remind them that you see them. So thank you.
Back again. And this time it's for the closing. Firstly, to the E-Square team that brought this event together, led by Audrey and Chilidzi, the dedicated service providers. You are the backbone of this evening, and your tireless efforts have not only made tonight possible, but your commitment to excellence does not go unnoticed. To the fellow founders within our portfolio, you are the lifeblood of E-Squared. You have proven that ethical values and the pursuit of excellence aren't just catchphrases, but beliefs that we can build impactful businesses. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our board and the representatives from the Alan and Jill Gray Philanthropies Group. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. I really, really appreciate it. Your strategic insight and your unwavering support provide the guidance that makes our ambitions and our endeavors possible. A special acknowledgement must go to my hard-working team, not just the investment team anymore. Day in and day out, you dedicate yourselves to our shared mission, ensuring that we live up to our promise of the long-term commitment and responsible stewardship. Now, I must take a moment to pay homage to the architect of E-Squared we know today, of the E-Squared we know today, our former CEO, Malik Val. Malik, you stepped in at a critical juncture at E-Squared. You stepped down from your lofty perch of the board into the trenches of leadership. Your strategic genius, dedication, and disciplined approach have not only been the bedrock of E-Squared, but also an incredible example of what transformational leadership is. I don't think many of you understand that even from a hospital bed, suffering from malaria, Malik was releasing payments. I think we'll all miss, just before IC, having discussions on what are the banana peels we're about to experience. And so Malik, on behalf of the E-Square team, I'd like to thank you for the hours of mentorship, the impartation, the time, the effort. Also like to thank Gian and the family for giving you to us. So we're really grateful. So I'd like you all to please stand as we acknowledge Malik. As Malik affectionately said to us at our last Exco, don't call me, I'll call you. And we reminded him that we know where you live. If I've forgotten anyone, I sincerely apologize. So now, as we transition from the reflective moments of the night to the hours of celebration, I ask that you all have a great evening, travel home safely, be careful, and until next time, like Malik said, let's share the love in the room, and we truly do love you all. Thank you.
Martin, thank you so much, and of course to all of you delicious people, thank you so much. To E-Squared, thank you for the hard work you do. To the fellows, thank you for getting behind it all and making it all possible. You are the change that I want to see in South Africa. As you enjoy your dessert, there'll be some music that will start off gradually and we'll get you there. There is a dance floor for those that, still got knees, are still in motor plan. You're more than welcome. Please remember to collect your parking voucher from security on your way out. My name is Jason Goliath. Thank you all for indulging me. And let's give all tonight's recipients one final round of applause. And as we do so, I bid you farewell. Salute and away.